Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 166.
166, you got it right.
I got it right. We didn't do pre-production because we were too busy fucking around, and it was awesome. Times Person of the Year is Elon Musk.
Really?
And that's how I'm starting the episode.
Nice.
Good for him.
Besides the fact that we have two guests with us today. Two chuggalos who have been joining us on this Advent Extravaganza spectacular. We never came up with a name, so I've just been changing it each day.
Okay. We totally have came up with a name.
Well, you have a good one.
I've been consistent.
You've been consistent, and if anyone knows
Since
anything
day
about
4.
me, consistency is the thing I do the least.
Always be prepared.
Yep, I quit the Boy Scouts. I'm not prepared anymore.
I failed Boy Scouts, actually.
You failed it? They graded you, and you
Failed.
gave you an F?
Yeah,
Well,
you fuck up enough derby car races, you're out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Chuggalo Stev's here.
What's going on,
Great intro on
everybody?
that one.
That is a sad.
Chuggalo Scottrick. He's here.
I was a Boy Scout.
Scott was a Boy Scout.
It's not Chuggalos Phil, it's Chuggalos Scottrick.
It's Phil. Okay,
it's Phil?
Yeah, it's Phil to you. I call him Scottrick.
Okay, well that's more important.
Okay.
No, it's more important that we just call him Chuggalo.
Consistency is not key.
No, it's not.
And not
Call
late
whatever
to
the hell
dinner.
you want.
And
As
not
long as you
late
give
to
me a beer,
Alright.
I'll answer to anything.
I've been called worse.
That's
Yo,
true.
mama.
That's right. I mean, do you want to see if you're Cholungama as?
Choromanga.
I want to
There it
compliment you on the research.
Do some search.
That took about 8 minutes.
But it was thorough, and I did not.
I think it's from Cincinnati. It didn't show,
I
but
made
I think
some
it's from
assumptions.
Cincinnati.
Also,
I
Athens
made
is
some assumptions about
not 45
what it was.
minutes away. Just putting that out.
No, I'm saying
Athens.
45 minutes from West Virginia.
Ow.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Because I said it was right
misunderstood.
on the border.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, no, you could misconstrue it that way. for sure.
Southeast. Southeast.
The way it's phrased is terrible, but what I meant.
I said not Cincinnati. I said I know it's not Cincinnati.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I said maybe Cleveland.
Yeah.
That wasn't horribly wrong.
That's close.
What about Mystic Mama? A beer that you've
Yeah,
had countless
so-
times.
Randy Orton
He did,
texted
he
me
called
this
you out.
morning. Yeah, he called me out. He texted me this morning and said Mystic Mama, and that's not. I don't consider that a standard.
You're
No.
crazy. You're crazy. He'll actually watch this video, so you're
Yeah.
crazy. On behalf of
he
Randy
said
Orton,
he
you're
did.
crazy.
You know what? On behalf of him, he said he does consider it to be a standard. He holds it up with truth. I was like, fair enough.
It's right
I can't
there.
argue.
It was pre-boat show.
I
too.
just don't even remember
Wow.
drinking Mystic Mama. I know I've had it probably several times, but it wasn't memorable.
I've always
So-
had Who Cooks For You from them, but
That's a beer
It's-
you'd have.
So
yeah.
after watching your video, it's just serendipitous. So on congrats of what are you calling this place?
Oh, so I've got, we could talk about that here and maybe just decide.
So you have to have a
calling
bottle to
it
start
the-
your cellar. That's actually a Jackie O's bottle.
Oh yeah, Jackie O's.
So to commemorate your
Thank
bar,
you.
which
Thank you. I'm thinking
the
about
name
calling
is-
it the Carriage House.
the Carriage House. I
Carriage
love it.
House.
It's a cool name, and it's really what it is.
Right. And then my second question is, so the bar's open.
Bar's open.
When's the
This
bathroom
is the
going to be
soft
open?
Soft
Well, we have a quote
Friends and
on
family.
the plumbing,
Yeah.
but I feel like the guy who did the quote is not. He was as thorough as I was on the Jackie O's review. In figuring out.
Oh, okay. So he was alive.
So like,
So
if
he,
I did
he
your plumbing.
existed and he came and he was here.
Just to say.
I don't know that he had established what already exists in the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, to get the plumbing here working with the house, $10,000, and I was like, $10,000? No fucking way.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something there already. There's a toilet, a sink, and a tub.
Yeah.
It's not like it just drained into the backyard back in the 1910s.
In the meantime, if I'm invited back over, can we set up a funnel and a hose that we just put out a window until the
Absolutely, we
meantime?
can. Yeah.
Because the walk
Yeah,
of
we can.
shame.
The
I don't
walk
know.
is long.
I don't know if the.
It's
I don't
getting
know if
cold
the-
out.
I don't know if the carriage house is insured.
So,
But like, if you fall down them, because it's pretty steep.
oh, it's steep. Yeah, you wanna. I'm used to it now. You know how you get used to your own environment, but
You live here.
yeah, don't fall down those stairs. Now, I did find a portable. Like a toilet for a camper or some.
Yeah, like a
friends
low-
who would
low
have
point.
that as a tank.
Yeah.
Not
have
sure I want to do that.
You have to put a rule on that.
Pee only.
Yeah, no brown in that.
No problem in that. No,
Someone's
none of
gonna
that.
do it.
They sell urinal versions, which is what I think I'd get.
Yeah.
Huh.
And if you shit in the urinal, you're just an
If you
asshole.
upper decker, you're in Europe.
Well, especially at a buddy's bar.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's not McDonald's. I don't just shit in the urinals here.
We covered that story. We were out one time and a buddy shit in a urinal.
Yeah.
And then we got kicked out.
This was the entire
Disrespect.
premise for the South Park 9/11 was a conspiracy theory
Our
episode.
buddy was the DJ.
Was that someone shit in the urinal?
Yeah.
And it turned out that no one had shit in the urinal. George Bush had put shit in the urinal to cover up 9/11.
While he was reading
that 9/11 was a conspiracy, covering up the conspiracy.
Cover up. So it was a Richard Nixon mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do the crime, did the cover up.
Mm.
Yeah, you should have sent him up.
Do you know little Richard Nixon trivia?
Little Richard Nixon.
Yeah, a little Richard
I
Nixon.
like
Is
that.
that like
Yeah,
a Wheel of
I like
Fortune?
the
I don't
idea
know any
of
little
Richard Nixon.
I don't know any
Little
little
Richard Nixon.
Do you know where he was when he said, "I'm not a crook"? He made that speech.
I don't. Was he outdoors? Was it an outdoor speech?
He was at a place of prominence in the country.
Kicking it?
Chicago,
house?
Illinois.
Okay,
No.
guess.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
He was at. I always get him mixed up. Disneyland. Which one's in California?
Disneyland.
Is that
Sure.
Disneyland? Where he made
No
that
shit.
speech? Yeah.
Really?
I had
Crazy.
recently heard about the. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It was like the Blue Jacket speech or some shit that he had. You know what I'm talking about? I like this guy. He knows.
No, I think
He's
that
wearing a
was.
blue-
It
that
was they say that was the speech that won him the election, but he was basically like
Yeah.
being all kind and sympathetic. But
Did he
he's
record
just
that
another
speech? Is it
politician.
recorded?
Yeah, it's recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
For posterity.
There's a whole Wikipedia page about it.
Holy balls.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. It's that good of a speech, I guess.
On that, is there any beer news?
Is there any beer news?
Does anyone have any beer news?
I have no beer news.
I'm excited. I don't want to get there. Stev, you look like you're gonna say something.
I have. It's not so much news, but Burial, the brewery, they're now selling a Burial branded Axe.
Axe body spray?
No, like a fucking.
Oh, an axe. My first, I'm
Like a-
sad
like
that
a
my
chopping
first
axe.
thought was
Like a
axe
Grim
body
Reaper?
spray, not the axe.
Yeah,
A
like
Grim Reaper axe
like a
or
3-foot
or
axe.
or a woodsman axe.
like a woods. Which
Yeah, not
So
like
not
a
a
scythe.
reaper.
Not a scythe.
Scythe,
But-
whatever, yeah.
I seen that they had
Wow.
launched pre-orders for that on their Instagram recently, and this.
So after this, we're gonna start up a GoFundMe for Stev so he can have a burial axe.
What's the cost of this thing?
It's got to be over $100.
$500.
We'll start up that
But that-
GoFundMe link.
Yep, we
down
got
below.
it in the link below.
Hell yeah.
I just put a burial sticker on my fridge.
Red. I
Thanks.
should have worn my burial shirt.
I
but-
feel like when Steph says
Burial.
rad to you, that's it.
Is that his blow off phrase?
That's
up there.
that's
Oh,
validation.
that's validation. It's the complete opposite.
He's like rad.
Rad.
And even though it sounds like he's blowing you off, he's not.
No,
He's
that's-
telling you
That's up there.
this
Monotone.
story that you're telling me about this sticker on the fridge.
Monotone
It's
voice
fucking
gang.
awesome. Like I can't believe that you're telling me this story right now.
Where's it at?
It's on there somewhere. It's on the door, the front,
Burial.
the fridge door.
Burial taking merch to the next level.
That is that's
Selling
a boring ink type of move. The flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And it all comes full circle to Elon Musk.
Yes, it does. Times Man of the Year.
Times Man of the Year.
What do you
Is
know?
it still Man of the Year or is it Person of the Year?
I think it's person of the year now.
Oh,
So
right.
before we get to the beer that we've all been hyping,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
highlight and low light so far
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
of the first 13 days of the Advent
Should we let
Calendar
our guests go
Spectacular.
first? or
Yes,
should
of
we-
course,
should we
of course.
Prime them with a
Yeah.
little conversation.
Let's prime it with a little conversation.
Okay.
All right. My highlight so far has been the coffee sour.
Oh, 100%. Okay, yeah.
Best beer, but also the most unique beer that we've had on this Advent calendar.
A cacophony of ingredients that worked.
Yeah, it
Hit on
worked.
every note.
And then and as a side, the other highlight is the Advent calendar itself. This event,
Yeah.
doing this, has
The
been
gathering.
just a joy. The low light, it's got to be that pilsner that we had. That was, I don't even remember the name. It was so ho hum.
Oozle Fink?
Oh, Frog and the Hog.
Yeah.
Frog in the
I
Hog.
like
Frog in the
that
Hog,
beer.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not like it. But we haven't had. I don't think. Have we had a bad beer?
I wouldn't.
I don't think we've had a bad beer. I had a 2.5 in there. I think 2.75.
275.
I know Mikey didn't like the daybreak, but
Yeah, well, because if you watched, he had a spotted cow right next to him. So then you have a Premier in the farmhouse cream ale, even though there's a bridge there, and then you have that beer. So then he had them side by side. So the disappointment is real when you're having a spotted cow and then you're having a daybreak.
The lowest light of this whole thing, not to steal anyone's thunder, because I'm sure someone thinks this as well, is the fact that we had like 4 or 5 commons in a row.
That's 100%. That's
the lowest.
It's just
of this
that's
thing. We're learning our lessons though.
the doldrums.
Next year we'll have we'll
It's
do
gonna
an
be-
after action report.
25
we'll
days
improve
of
each-
just
each
heaters.
year.
It's just
That's what we need.
it's gonna be catered a little bit more. We gave them a lot, and so when Chuggalo Aaron did it last year, he just went at the bar, SFIL. What he did was he just said, "I'll take all 20 tap list and then 4 randos." So he didn't drink, so we primed there and we had some of those and we got to pick, so everyone participated. But so he just went straight down. It helps out the business because their
The
percentage
overhead
on that is
way
massive compared to buying prepackaged stuff.
Yeah.
Sweetly.
I don't know, and could you imagine, all of us walking in there, because next year it's going to expand. There's already people putting in orders.
Yeah.
So if we do it that way, because it's going to be like a choose your own adventure of where we go with this. But if we did that, I mean, Scott would be there all day,
Yeah.
churning out.
With the bottle caps.
Yeah, instead of 36,
Yeah.
let's just say we keep it at 6. That's 120. That's 4 times the effort to put them.
Right.
So
Well,
there's
maybe
ways
next year.
there's ways to do it, but again, and
I've
I think no matter what we choose, we're gonna have to start ordering this ahead of time.
I've already
I
dropped
think that's
it.
the right answer because that way he can at least start queuing it up before we get there, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I already told Matt, who just won Dayton's Best Bartender. If you guys hadn't heard about that.
Oh, congratulations, Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Which Matt are we talking about?
Matt.
You don't have to say his last name, but maybe
Not
the bar?
you, not my therapist,
And
not my father-in-law. Matt Dreadlocks, white guy dreadlocks at
Where's he
Barrel
work?
House.
Oh,
Oh, at
Bill.
Barrel
Barrel
House.
House.
At Barrel
Shit.
House, duh.
Oh yeah,
He
we
came
met
in
him.
at the- he came in at
yeah,
the-
we met him.
So
At the back end.
I already
He's
dropped that
Congrats.
little tidbit of knowledge for him. Like
Bartender.
we're planning on doing
Wow.
next year.
Oh yeah.
And
So
moving
I'm
forward,
in
of
talk
course.
with Sarah and Scott all the time, and they, I check in everything to them, and we send messages back and forth. So this has been amazing for them, but then also again just going there and making it into an event.
Yeah.
And again, no matter how we do it, but Scott and I, or SFIL and I were just talking, you're gonna have to plan it ahead of time. You can't. I want to do it like a day of and just have the magic happen while we're bullshitting.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's gonna need a little more lead time.
I think the beer planning will take the lead time, but we can still have the event.
Yeah, because
and then we'll know what not to drink.
Because Pat, I was talking to Pat, and Pat goes, "I'll order whatever for you guys." And I go, "That's awesome. We can't consume here though." Pat."
Maybe
Sit and
that's
hang out,
true.
yeah.
Maybe though, because we do love Pat and we love Hall's Corner, and SFIL Scottrick has some Hall's Corner experience now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, how deep did you go?
was like,
$70
I
bucks.
pretty much bought the place.
Yeah,
$90 bucks.
$90
Not
bucks.
bad.
Oh yeah, that's
pretty
every.
good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got a funny
Maybe
story
we
about that.
do
There
a
were some
summer event
Fantastic beers I have found.
where we include Hall's Corner. This event thing, I think,
Things
is
I
really.
didn't
That's the second one. So
find
that's the second one
elsewhere.
that Chuggalo Mike and I have talked about is doing
Things I
a
didn't
summer
even know
one,
existed. I was
That's a
like,
good idea.
and they're doing
what is
it
that? What's
because we have an event in the summer that corresponds with it, and then we would be able to exchange from 2 different locations because we're always going to get the Ohio feel here. It's the low hanging fruit. But talking with Pat, here's a funny Pat story for you. So this last weekend, my fridge was getting pretty pathetic. I covered this on one of the spectacular episodes. I went there, bought $113 in beer, and he ran it, and the total came to $1.13.
Mhm.
And I go, Pat, this is not any.
Is that right?
And he goes, oh crap! So I could have walked out of there.
You definitely could have.
But that's not.
Oh, you
that's
could
not
have
the
swindled him,
that's,
yeah, for
that's
sure.
not the way
We
to do
wouldn't
it.
have done that to Pat.
So then he ran it for the extra 111, whatever,
Mhm.
and we just laughed about it because I may have gone there recently since then, and I was like, hey, do I get the Pat discount on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 99% off.
That's a lot.
That's
yeah.
the homie hookup,
Oh yeah.
if I ever heard of one.
But and again, as I told told him last week there was another friend that saw Pat out at King's Table. Have you been to King's Table yet, Phil?
I've not.
No.
I've not taken.
Okay.
Not that I have to take you everywhere. You can go on your own, but.
So he saw other locals go there, and he refused to let them buy him beer. So he was buying a couple of locals beer.
Baller.
And again, 57 taps, so there's a lot to choose from.
Wow.
And he knows. He'll make recommendations as you walk in there.
Maybe we get him on the pod.
Like he knows I'm from Wisconsin.
Talk about this summer event with him.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Because
that sounds like
the
over
place to
there,
be,
so.
though. I mean, with that many on tap.
Oh, King's Table's amazing.
The world's your oyster. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be a fun place to just go get lost in as a group for a while. You know, it'd be fun.
Spend like a Saturday afternoon.
Too often, but.
All right, highlights, lowlights.
I'm
the only one who answered.
Yeah, the doldrums, because you had a bunch of lowlights, so you can't. The doldrums.
I took all the lowlights.
Those few days where it's just trying to keep the pump primed on individuals, and so far the highlight has just been getting it organized. So I guess it was the kickoff.
The kickoff was definitely a highlight.
That was fun.
That was a good.
It was a lot of fun.
What about you, gents?
Good time. Would you like to?
I think definitely a highlight for me was the cream sour that you pointed out. The coffee sour that you pointed out was a huge surprise to me. I'm not a sour guy. I haven't ever really had sours before. JT, yeah, I'm liking them now. But that one was so interesting because the combinations of them, and that was the first. Well, that was by far the highest rating that I'd ever given a sour. I gave it a 4, I think. 4 or 4.25, one of those two. Anyway, so that was a real highlight for me, and it was a surprise, and I like that. That was part of what I joined. The Advent Group for was to try these things and be surprised by something I haven't had before and wasn't used to. So that was good. Another surprise to me was just how good Sierra Nevada's Celebration is. I know, it's a massive beer that gets sold all over the place. I've had Celebration for years. This was different, and it was better, and it was really good. It was really solid. So I got to give props to him because, it was a really good beer. I think I gave him over a 4 too. What else?
The lows.
Lowe's. Ouzelfink.
Ouzelfinch.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't a real fan. I don't know why, but that one just didn't strike me.
That's a one-note sour. That's why. That's your aversion to sours. If that's the case, it's because it's just a one-note sour with no fruit.
There's nothing going on.
Gooseberries and vanilla in that one.
Gooseberry's not real. For all those chuggalos out there, gooseberry's not real.
Real sour. So that was one of them, and I think the other low for me was probably the one that I had looked forward to so much, the Peppermint IPA, which was
great callback to that one.
Right. I mean, it was like just vanishing. The peppermint was like almost non-existent, and I was so excited about it. It was a good, solid beer, but without that in it, it's just like another
ho hummer.
Yeah. So that was a disappointment. So anyway,
Stev.
For the highs, I'm gonna agree with everybody with that sour. The
way to break new ground.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steph.
Really, this is your moment, Steph.
Really stealing everybody's opinion here.
This is why we write shit down, Steph.
Sheep. This is why I'm a sheep.
No. We didn't have any 3 sheeps.
I don't really fuck with sours. I know that's what Scott said, but I thought that one was great. Let's see.
It gave us something. That's what I was expecting out of this was shitloads of beer that we just would never have picked up off the shelf.
There's no way. And I don't know if anybody saw it. It was $8 for that one.
Was it really?
Yes.
That's half the case.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
wow.
But
you guys paid $16 for yours, right?
Anyone
who's interested in getting into this with us next year,
I still have the receipt.
Understand,
I'm showing
it's
people.
not cheap.
it's triple digits.
Yeah.
So worth it. Worth every
It's-
franc.
I call it
Sorry.
triple digits.
Triple digits. Nice.
Nice.
Which is actually 7 figures.
Nice little segue in there.
I'm joking.
Must be nice. Must be real
I'm
nice.
not a millionaire.
Low for me, probably the peppermint stout wasn't great. And then what else? Probably that Ouzelfinch. It just
It's one nut sour.
just not great.
That's it.
But
Let me.
That English bitter was the biggest surprise.
I love that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Biggest
Damn it,
surprise.
That was one of my top. That was one of my top hits.
Biggest surprise.
I love that English bitter.
That broke up that 7 days of suck.
Another beer I wouldn't have picked up off the shelf.
Certainly
so
no
I'm glad
way.
for that.
Yeah, I love English bitters, but that was really a
Even
great
though I still
bitter.
drank it when we were powwowing around at Barrel House.
Let me ask. You
It
know,
was,
all right.
it was good.
so what did you guys think? I mean, we had a lot of really concentrated days of coffee in a row.
Yeah.
we did.
What did you guys think of that? It was a little bit could have been mixed up a little bit more, maybe, or broken up.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. How did we
That's just
establish this list? It was random, right?
So
mostly
Aaron
chance, right?
put the list numbers randomly,
Okay.
and then we knew that the top 8 were going to be the draft beers, and the following 16. So then it was just random.
Except for
He was
today's.
What is?
No. He put the numbers on it. Then she assigned it,
I
so it
see,
was a
I see.
double blind
Okay.
assignment.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
Then he forgot the number 6. So on the
Yeah,
list that
that's
I have,
right,
Nightbringer is on the
6,
bottom askew.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because then after we were drinking, we're like, we couldn't find 6. It was off to the side.
Numbers are hard.
Yeah, numbers are 1 to 24 is difficult.
It is. Can be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the summary of the Advent
We-
calendar thus far.
It's the friends you
I
make
think we should
along
get
the
into
way.
drinking beer.
We need to get going with this one. I think.
Yeah. Let's
Well,
do
how
it.
do you feel about that one?
I like it. This was a real smooth beer. So Steph brought in the Brew Kettle Perfect Stranger, which is from Hoof Hearted. But Brew Kettle is its own thing, right?
Brew Kettle
So this is a
collab with
collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like that jelly bean beer can you got me.
Yeah.
That's what I
it
thought. I
looks
thought he
just
handed me
like
the jelly bean
Yeah,
can.
so I got Matt and Chris a Jelly Bellies craft beer. It was an IPA jelly bean. And they came in a craft beer can that you just basically twist the top off or whatever.
All right.
And this looks exactly like it.
100%. I'll take a
The
picture.
can art is just like it, except there's hops and a handshake and not a Jelly Belly logo. Did you ever have those jelly beans?
Nope, they're still sitting in my fridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
fresh.
You sell her
they're in
those
the
too?
fridge. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't sell her. Didn't sell her those.
Didn't sell her the beans.
Those are in the fridge.
Although the
Different.
fridge is dark.
I think it's good.
It's good. 6%.
Well, that was smooth, balanced.
Yep.
It was everything you want.
Good
It was
balance.
better than Daybreak.
The coffee was much more subtle
Yeah.
and I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
The way the amount it was.
It was well
When you
balanced.
handed it to me, I was like, another coffee beer, man. I'm kind of exhausted on coffee beer.
Yeah.
But no, this one was good. I actually really liked it. What do I give it? I'd probably rate it. Knowing it's a coffee beer ahead of time gives it a 4. If you would have just given this to me blind, I'm not sure where I'd land on it.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.75.
Why did Stev have to be blind to hand you a beer?
Well, it's part of the experience. I want to see who he hands the beer.
Mr. Magoo.
Instinct can tell a lot about a person. If he's blind and hands it to you, but he meant to hand it to me, that's like Freudian. That's a Freudian
Oh,
slip.
that's like, yeah.
Grab your beers, gents.
All right, let me get them. Put them in the fridge to keep them cold.
Day 14. We've only been talking about it since day 0.
Yeah, we've been talking about this beer the whole time.
Whole time.
Yeah,
So Stev tipped the hand on how much this pour right here. This is a $20 draft. This is a $20 bottle right here. This is the most expensive thing in the box.
I'm gonna have to open this for you because the bottle opener is attached to the bar. We could all pass around Matt's.
Hold on, I've
I
got
don't have a portable one.
I've got the alcoholic car keys.
Oh, you got one?
Oh, I had my other keychain. I had one too.
How are we gonna crack all at the same time?
We want to crack at the same
What?
time? I can go
Heck
get
yeah.
4.
What kind of bar is this?
It's a bar with the attached.
Oh, the attachment.
And it's got a magnet in it.
Yeah.
All right,
'cause
I'll get primed over here, or Scott can. Let's see. You want to use a hammer?
Sure.
I don't know.
Just
that
break it
might
off
go
on the
really
bar.
bad.
Just do it
I'm
on
sure
the
you
bar.
love that.
Don't do
A
that,
good
please.
bar.
do that,
A good bar.
I mean, you got. How about you guys crack at the same time, and then
Hold
I'll
on,
get these two open.
Okay.
It sucks. I know. I'm sorry.
You can crack one.
Why don't you guys do it?
Ready? Wait. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you're shitting me.
Oh, I remember my
Keychain,
first beer.
What's up?
My first beer was during the Advent calendar.
All right, let's talk about this beer. This is Ale Smith.
I'm a real boy.
It's 2011. This beer is
Ale
old as fuck.
Smith.
This beer older than I am.
This beer's older than Stev.
Where's Where's AleSmith from?
England, of course.
Oh, come on. No. San Diego.
San Diego.
I didn't know that.
Italy.
San Diego. So technically my beer. So I did the research because normally
Yeah.
JT would do
Thank
the
God.
research. All right. So this is Decadent 2011. So this is a 10-year aged barley wine. When it was bottled, it's 15.6. It's rare or less frequent for barley wines to accentuate or bottle condition like you will have with stouts and you will have with IPAs. Okay, with that said, we did have AleSmith on the podcast. You remember that episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 47, so
That was it.
25
I
of
remember
June
that one.
2019. So we were just coming up
2019.
on our first year anniversary. Again, they're out
Gold
of
was
San
such a
Diego,
better place.
California.
San Diego. And
You
I
can-
didn't know.
You can find out more at alesmith.com. They started. Anyone have a guess?
2011.
2011. You think this is their first beer? Chuggalos Phil.
AleSmith?
No, they've been around a long time. I remember seeing AleSmith back in the 90s. I don't know exactly when. I'd say maybe 94, maybe.
Jesus. Okay, and JT.
Well, I mean, based on your head shaking and his explanation, I'm gonna say 96.
You Price is Right rules. Chuggalos Phil wins 95.
95.
95.
Yeah, can't go over.
Yes.
What was your guess?
Good job.
So I missed them on my hometown.
I originally guessed 1890, so
Mm.
I was way over.
1890.
I was way
$1.
over. $1.
For one.
No,
You're-
he because he.
People
one.
still win on those guesses though.
Oh yeah. It's smart.
So the thing that you need to take from their website, because their website doesn't have the gravitas that this beer does, or their ranking. Out of 33,000 brewers in the world at the last call of this voting, they were number 6 in the world.
Well, hot dog.
For what was the metric again?
All the brewers, just like their whole portfolio.
Like
I
number
can
6
see
in
that.
what?
Number 6.
Of having the most beer?
No. Like
The best beers.
best
In
beers.
class.
Of the best beers.
In class.
According in class
Yeah.
for the Great American Festival. Great American Beer. Just
worldwide.
Just.
But I don't understand who's where are these ranks?
I don't know their names.
What's the
Not
analytics
the
like?
people. Who
People,
said, okay.
dead people.
So
Alive people?
Someone said, here's all the breweries in the world. Here's the population.
Yeah.
Right.
They're 6th.
Yeah.
Period. Write that fucking article.
It's
Yeah.
it's on
There's
their
no
website.
stats,
Ales-
no metrics, nothing.
You're talking to a data scientist here.
Oh
I
yeah.
just- I need to know where.
Exactly.
Cite your
what are
sources,
the
goddammit.
metrics, what
Guy.
Sales. Because here's the thing.
Zero research he brings. I
can-
ranked, but I
can
didn't do
it
my
in real time.
reference.
Crunch the numbers. Function. Print.
Number 6 out of
I
33,000.
love
Here's the
it.
Per their
This
website.
is the Brew Crew
Oh man,
podcast.
Scott is
Per
in
their,
it.
per their website.
Advent calendar, 24 days
So
of mayhem, and we
Hell
love
yeah.
it.
This-
Hell yeah, brother.
this
Yeah,
is
let's get it up.
Touch tips.
Did
AleSmith
it touch
2011, and the fun story with this is the reason why that Barrel House had this really cool story.
I do have beer news, by the way.
They, if only we had
Later.
a segment for
I'll
that.
say it later.
They forgot that they had this. So
Ooh, on tap.
no, they forgot that they had the keg.
There's
that on
So it
tap.
just got
It's
it,
like
it,
there's
it
this
just
guy
got
we just
rotated,
wrote down. We forgot.
and
You can tell.
the
This tastes like it
the
was
beauty of that
Exactly.
is
It's been in the barrel.
it just sat there, and barley wine's not going to expire,
Doesn't
20,
expire.
30 years. But it just was happenstance that they still had this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it wasn't something that they ordered. They had it for a while. Because Barrel House hasn't been open as long as this beer's been out.
You can tell.
Really?
because
When did
you
Barrel House
taste
open?
it, the overriding flavor
5 years
is
or
the bourbon.
4?
Is the bourbon from the
He's giving it his
barrels,
review
right?
I know that. I don't know if it's got a bourbon finish on it. It just
It's all the way
Yeah.
through and through it,
Barrel
which
House
means
just
it's been
celebrated 40
sitting in it
years, I
for a
believe.
long time, which is good. I mean, I love that flavor. I love that Founders. The very first Founders beer I had was the one John turned me on, which was bourbon aged, and it was.
I think it
phenomenal.
was the KBS.
KBS or CBS.
Okay.
I don't think it was CBS because that's the one with the maple.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
one they
it
don't
was
make
KBS,
anymore.
right?
That's
Yeah,
one they don't
KBS.
make anymore. So if you like it and you
Well,
like maple,
It
get,
wasn't CBS.
yeah, get CBS. They don't make it
That
anymore.
was a good beer.
You'll still find them out in the wild though.
I like the KBS a lot. That was a freaking good beer.
Sit on that. A bunch of my sellers KBS.
Hell yeah.
So wow,
Fuck.
That's really good. I like that a lot.
this is
This is real hot.
we, like I said, and I talk a lot with my hands. That's why all my YouTube, see how big I am. Because it's random.
YouTube zooms out. I could zoom real close into my face.
It's random.
You won't miss anything. Matt, you need to zoom out.
So this is a complete.
This is the climax.
This is the climax, and then we're going to be on cruise control.
At the top?
Permanently.
We're going to be on cruise control at the top?
Once on the downswing. Oh, believe me.
Oh, we're downswinging.
After this.
After this beer, we're down. No, I know that. Yeah, after this, we're downswinging. That's unfortunate.
Wow.
Should have just had this for 20.
I have not looked ahead. I wanted.
Could you add this for 24 days?
$1,000
For the next 10 days.
The idea here was that we would treat it like Advent, at least with us, and not look ahead.
I've got stories coming up on that, by the way.
So, have you looked ahead? Do you know that there's anything great coming up? No? You've looked ahead?
I'll spoil. So that trip that I did to Pat's, I bought a beer that's in the box.
So there's one that's good in there because you won't. Or at least you're.
I bought it. I don't know if it's
you
good.
You bought
or not.
it. You haven't had it yet. But you saw it and we were like, oh, this should be good.
I can name.
I'll pay for this.
I can name 3 beers. One was the one that I dropped and went underneath my couch, and it took me 3 hours to find. 2's the one that I bought, and 3 we have a very pedestrian beer left. One of the last days too.
Yeah, not Dad. That's for sure.
No crap, I forget.
Post show. Miller Lite. I remember it was Miller
The champagne of beers.
Well, so
it is Christmas.
We had a highlight.
But yeah, I'm trying not to commit them to memory. I'm all about lists.
Yeah, okay, that's what we're doing.
I have it printed.
Yeah, so
an
extra 3 hours of aging on a Miller Lite would be a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be.
That's where all the flavor comes from.
The extra 3 hours of the couch. Oh man.
Thoughts?
All right.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is just.
Do we want to go with the
seriously
guests
complex,
first or the veterans first?
I mean, we're still going to be ahead of time because there's no can art boner segment.
There's no can art boner
10 to
segment,
12 minutes.
But we can talk. I can talk about some things.
Talk about.
Can you talk about? I got some art on the walls.
Well,
you peeling the label?
I'm ready.
Oh,
there's no art underneath.
There's
the
a
label.
secret.
Funny story.
There is actually.
There these paper, the ones that are paper.
Sorry, Stacey.
When Matt and I first started going to happy hour together, because he started going to happy hour long before I did, I would rip them up because he's a happy hour kind of guy. He's happy every hour.
Yeah, all the time.
Wow. And I would rip them up just like a fidget
just
thing.
to do something. Yeah.
And
totally.
he said, "You're one of those guys," and I never forgot that.
Wow.
I don't know what those guys are, but I guess there's a certain
you're
category of people
one of his
who
homies now.
like rip up the
like chewing ice.
But I don't like. I don't like doing that. I don't like leaving the garbage there, so I'll take it with me.
Yeah.
You have to be a real asshole if you're like, I enjoy.
I'm gonna
leaving
rip
trash.
this shit up.
Shred
No,
this
are you
bitch,
kidding
yeah.
me? You're at a restaurant, people just leave that shit there.
But that you like it.
If you
Like,
don't
oh,
bust
that
your
you
own
like
tables
it.
at a restaurant, you're an asshole. Just putting that out there.
If you what?
If you don't bust your own table, like put all
Yeah,
your
if you don't
plates
bust
together.
your own table,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
go to
You
the
can-
back, grab the container,
you can
and
tell.
bust your table, clean it,
Wipe it down,
wash your
sanitize it.
dishes,
We
and then tip the waitress and the bus person who you just did their job.
yeah, this is
You're an asshole.
point of
Yeah,
conflict
sorry.
here.
I'm just kidding.
That's where I was
Uh-oh.
going.
I'm just
Really?
No, I don't think the bus people get tips, do they?
Yeah, they
It
do.
depends where
Depends
they
on
are.
where.
They're supposed to split tips, but whether they do or not is.
I split.
Once I
tips.
started dating Stacy, and she's prior to that industry, everything gets stacked.
We've done
100%.
tip conversation.
It doesn't stop.
We've done tip conversations.
We've done-
before. That's,
we've talked
that's
about
after
tips.
that's after the
We've
pod and
talked
after
about
15%
tips.
beers.
Don't
Yeah.
listen, honey. I'm not participating in this part of the
We
conversation.
don't touch tips until after the camera goes off, but we've talked about tips.
Isn't that called docking?
on this podcast?
Doxing.
No,
space,
docking.
Space docking is what?
Docking.
Yeah.
Doxing
touch
is when you
tips.
tell somebody's real name, like
Exposed.
I did to Dr. Ohm's wife.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, a couple episodes ago. During the election.
Oh, yeah. When you were trying
So
to.
if you want to know Dr. Ohm's wife, I doxed her a couple weeks ago.
That's great.
But you know what? She
Almost
doxed
done.
herself by being on a magazine. I think
Yeah.
you're doxed if you're on a magazine cover.
I was gonna say your
Yeah,
privacy.
there's no doxing after
Does
that.
Dr. Ohm
It's a-
still listen?
No, there's no
I never
doxing.
hear from him, and he doesn't
I don't know.
like our posts anymore.
He's your
dare he.
bro.
I'm not at his place of work anymore.
This is
I know, but I don't.
Stupid good.
He was
Is a friendship over then?
Yeah.
no, our friendship's still going, but we don't really converse.
Try not to. It's like one of those.
I mean, he's got a whole Tip City thing going
I'm
on.
already.
I don't want to drink
Is that
it too
doxing?
fast.
There's a lot of conversations.
Because then I'll be
Yeah.
all done with it.
This beer is gonna light a fire.
This beer is
It's
lit
pretty
up
close
I'm
to
gonna
light
drink
a
halfway
fire.
done.
I'm gonna drink a
feeling
sweater.
pretty good.
This
real
beer
quick.
I'm almost
is,
done. That's why I wanted to get on it early.
This
Get
beer
on it.
is phenomenal. It
All
is
right,
the
Scott's
best.
ready.
This beer is the best beer that I've had by a long shot in this whole thing. I give it a 5.0 unreservedly.
Ooh, a 5 out the gate.
Out the gate.
Off the
Middle
Back.
row, off the bench press.
And I'll tell
Off
you,
the
my
bottom rope.
my highest I think was 4.25. Or did I give it 4.5? Maybe.
Damn,
I don't know.
5.
I'm giving it a 5. It is complex. It's rich. The viscosity is like syrup, and it's
I agree
got
with
this
that.
amazing sweet sweet finish all the way. That's longer than leap year.
The
And-
Nile.
Because you're not
It
just
is.
my.
and it's not only just a barley wine, in terms of alcohol content. The alcohol is so well balanced in the sweetness and just the general balance of this. It's amazing. Also, I'm tasting the bourbon, the balance of the bourbon from the barrels, and the barley wine and the complexity of the beer, especially having been laid down for 10 years. It's like makes it so complex but perfectly balanced. Sometimes when you drink an aged beer that's aged that long, you start losing some of it around the edges, right? And it gets a little alcohol-y, or it gets a little thin.
It does, yeah.
This is so thick and rich and chewy, and so complex. There's so many notes in there as you go down. I mean, there's everything you could want in this. There's some fruit notes. There's some coffee notes. There's some,
Describe them.
Oh man.
What fruit notes are you getting? What's the complexity here? Only because you're not just my beer drinking partner for the Advent calendar, you're also my father-in-law, so I have to challenge you.
Uh-oh.
Describe the complexities.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well, I can start right off with.
Silence is great on a podcast.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great
Well,
podcast.
you gotta-
This is your moment.
That's
when
what the
you're
video
chewing-
is.
when
I'm
you're
going to clear my throat like 8 times. And then I'll start talking.
And you'll be like, this is good. All right, that's the
Yeah, that's
episode.
it. There you go.
And I'm Stev.
Thanks.
I'm tasting some apple and some cinnamon.
Whoa.
I'm tasting some nutmeg,
Different direction.
and cardamom. I'm tasting.
Whoa.
And now I'm getting into.
That's a deep cut.
I'm getting into.
Chris hates cardamom.
I'm getting into the
Yeah,
pretension.
he
now.
also hates.
Believe it or not, this beer is no longer in production.
What's the one?
No.
Believe it or not.
God damn
He
it.
hates.
Yeah, they stopped making it 8 years ago.
Corey.
Corey, okay.
Wow.
You know, that's just cilantro.
I love cilantro.
It's leafers. Well, so we call it cilantro, and Asia calls it coriander.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same
Also,
thing.
he's
though.
probably one of the people who taste what is the
Soap.
other
Oh, he's got the
Soap.
gene to make it taste like
Gene.
soap. Yeah.
soap? Yeah, soap. I love it.
And it's got a
I
little.
love your tie, by the way.
Thanks, buddy.
It's got a little
Thanks.
spicy
I love
note,
you.
too, like a little, I don't know, ginger maybe, or
Wait, that's weird.
Ginger, I could maybe there's ginger.
a
Here.
little
I don't
bit
know.
of a
Maybe you're reaching. Maybe there's ginger. I don't know.
there's a little bit of a.
I'm trying to find it. So
Just a little bit of
Don't.
a spice kick to it. Not
There's a
peppery.
spice kick. I could taste the spice
Not
kick.
peppery,
It's-
but it's a
No, like a Christmas
Yeah.
spice.
It is just so incredible. This just goes for miles.
Yeah.
I mean, like I swallowed that, and 5 minutes later, I'm still tasting it.
Yeah. It makes me salivate
You're gonna taste
Yeah.
this
for
days.
more. Like it's hard to put down.
As long as you don't brush your teeth, you can taste this beer for at least 3 days.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I never
It's-
brush my
it's-
teeth.
No, right? Because
Dentists hate it.
So you heard,
dentists hate beer drinkers.
you heard it here from Chuggalo JT. You can brush your teeth with it. That's
With
what
it.
you should all
Oh,
do.
well, that would be good. You can brush your teeth with
Yeah.
it. You know,
Go to
toothpaste.
bed.
I heard a fact that toothpaste is not actually like brushing your teeth. The act of brushing your teeth is all you need.
Yeah.
But toothpaste is just an extra.
It's
I've
big
heard
dental industry.
It's big dental.
That's it.
Well,
That's
it's
It's
all-
Steel finding a use for the runoff fluoride. That's like a QAnon thing.
Oh, the runoff fluoride.
That's the
I
Alex
find,
Jones
you know,
thing.
I actually like having fluoride in the
water.
water because I think it makes our teeth stronger.
Does
I'm
it?
with you.
Can I
don't
say
know.
what
I'm
he
not
said?
I'm not a scientist
Yeah.
of teeth. All right, Steph. We got a 5.0. Can you follow that up?
There is absolutely no shot I will articulate how I feel about this beer.
Go on, give it a
as,
shot.
As well as
Not with that attitude.
No, I think you
Do
can. I
it.
think, Steph, you sell yourself short.
No, man.
You're
I
this.
love it.
This
Man.
beer is a 5.
Wow.
That's
Serious.
and that's on everything.
Mhm.
This beer reminds me of Goose Island, like BCBS,
Does it now?
but in a
I would have to disrespectfully disagree. Please
Hey,
leave.
This
You
concludes
stole that
Stev's portion of the podcast.
Just joking.
wow.
No. Go
Steph
ahead.
would be
I'm sorry.
leaving.
It's your review. It's your review. Go ahead.
How about you talk less?
Okay.
No.
All right, that's it.
No, I
Hold
want
on.
you to speak.
Come on
as
now,
much
guys. I want to hear what Steph has to say.
No,
You got it.
I think it's good, and maybe it's, it could be because I am less knowledgeable about beer than the rest of
You're
my-
so knowledgeable. Get out of here.
There's no
Come
way.
on.
What
I
are
know.
what
You
are
just told him to
tasting?
stay. Now you want him to get out of here. I'm confused.
Come on.
What are you tasting?
Come on. Stev is a vital character in our podcast. I don't know if you recognize it.
That makes
You
me
do.
feel good.
And now you're on it. So
It's-
not just a character.
It's fruity, like you say.
Can you sign this release, please? Though?
Yeah. We're about to smear
Or
your
is it
name. It's gonna be
NDA on
horrible.
You're about
No,
to be-
it's
That'd be funny if we made people sign NDAs for a podcast we post publicly
Yeah.
for free.
to the entire world.
it's
That's how Cobra felt every time he starts talking. We were talking back in the
Yeah.
day.
it's just I don't know. The alcohol is there, but it's not like aggressive.
Exactly.
I love you,
The-
man.
I literally just said that. Go back
He
like
did 2
2 minutes and
I
you'll
heard
hear
it,
me say
and
that.
We made eye contact.
I'm just looking at.
It's
previous
not
reviews.
It was when I said I love your tie because it's paisley,
Oh, the pattern.
and I like the I like that pattern.
You know, the little 5.0 shared clink right there, that was a guy. That was a man hug right there.
Yeah.
I just have to admit.
That was you guys just
We just
what's
man-hugged on the
that
podcast.
that meme?
We
With
can
the
real hug too if you
two
want. It's not
arms
weird.
interlocking.
Oh, the
It's
like
not weird.
Yeah,
you son of a bitch.
you have the forearms to accomplish that meme.
Son of a.
Look, I do the like this thing.
Yeah, you do.
Indian burns?
No, the
Oh,
like,
you can't. Native American burns.
Yeah, you're right. My 2021 New Year's resolution is to be able to do
The phone book.
it looks like a fucking grenade from like World War II. It's like a stick with like a rope and you put like plates on it.
God, it just looks so much smaller. I mean,
I know,
My
right?
goal is to
Oh my
do
God,
like
what are you
40
talking
like
about?
do that with a 45.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, like
Oh, yeah,
twist the bar.
you twist
with
the
rope?
bar and there's a
Oh
rope.
yeah, I've
yeah.
done that before. Yeah, but
My
it was like a
goal-
10-pound weight.
So my goal is to do that with a 45. I can't do more than 5 pounds
How-
currently.
But can you get the 45 off the ground?
No, there's
You
absolutely
have to go straight out.
there's no
right?
shot.
You can't do it.
There a full
We can
year.
test it. I
There's
got a gym
no
in
way
the
I'll do
neighborhood.
it. That is my fitness goal for next year.
That's
I
a good goal.
I want to.
What? That just seems like a lot of work.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
so good at turning my car.
Yeah.
When I fucking
I
drive.
mean, you could basically grip your steering wheel in half.
just destroy my.
You could also.
Yeah.
I don't know what motion that helps.
break
What
my
does that
dick
help?
off.
Yeah, you could do that. All right.
Mm.
Please continue.
This is. I just think it's good.
He thinks it's good.
I feel like. I don't know, it's
No, you got to know because
I do
you're
know.
on mic.
I want to know what love is.
I want you to show me
On
on camera.
That's gonna be our.
It's not
Patreon.
prostitution.
So we got
That's gonna be our Patreon account.
We got a 5
Steph,
and a
I want to feel what love is.
semi-confident. I don't know. We got a 5 and a lot.
We can arrange that.
Off
It's
camera.
your week.
Yeah.
I have to go now, and I have to figure out whether or not I need to
Barley
get this
wines
last sip. I need to get my
sick.
cigar out of this. I've been really tossing it around. All right, a lot of the things that both of these gentlemen said.
Amazing poker face. I can't
Accurate.
tell where you're going.
Where am I going?
I can't tell where you're going.
You really
You're
can't?
amazing-
Oh, I
you're
thought you
amazing
were being
poker face.
sarcastic. I
No,
thought
no,
you
no,
were
no,
being
no, no.
sarcastic.
Well, you're going right here.
Never
Oh.
sarcastic.
My initial thoughts on this beer, the first maybe the neck
The
of the
neck
beer,
of the bottle. Yeah.
when I drank through that, I was like, this doesn't have a distinct quality about it. And I thought, okay, barley wine, very, very alcohol-y. What does it say? Made in China?
I know.
This product contains chemicals
We're
known
gonna
in the
go-
state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. Is
Well,
it the
holy
Cubs?
shit.
Wait.
The Cubs?
The
It might be. So
Time
this
out. Wait. Time out.
little spot here
Time
was
out.
the label that one of these labels
Being an
got
escapee from California, let me just explain what that means. The moment you saw from California, you should have stopped reading immediately.
California?
Because the rest of it is bullshit and it's a lie.
Oh, so
So-
it's like a disclaimer for like anything that
Right.
could be.
Right. Because that's California. So as soon as you see statement from California, stop reading because it's whatever.
He's Gavin Newsom for life.
He loves Gavin Newsom.
Oh,
yeah,
big fan.
sorry.
He told me yesterday that if he could vote for Gavin Newsom
Or Villanueva.
You know,
on all the political positions,
Yeah.
he would.
Everyone-
he was with him at the French Laundry last spring.
Yeah, I know.
French
damn it.
Laundry, good call.
If I could eat at the French Laundry, goddamn.
You know what? If I were with them,
What's
and
the-
I
what
would
do you
never
think it
ever
costs?
have been with them, but
It's
if I were with
over
them,
$5.
I wouldn't have been wearing a mask
one
either.
plate or for your whole meal.
For your whole meal.
Yeah, because it's you don't.
It's
go-
courses.
Yeah, it's you don't.
You don't order it. You get what they make.
I don't agree.
But
Well,
it's
let's just say
micro-
this.
I'm going to say, even if I'm a bajillionaire, even if I'm Joe Rogan, because he's rich and
Yeah.
he is a podcast. He has a podcast.
Okay.
You go to
Those
rich,
are the two things we have.
you go to rich people and you're like, ah,
Joe
Joe Rogan.
Rogan.
We have one thing in common.
He
we have
used
a
to have
podcast,
hair.
and he's rich. If I'm Joe Rogan, I'm not. I don't like that.
California.
I want to order
Time
my
out.
own shit.
Time out. I'm the anti Gavin. However, let me just say, our Times Man of the Year
Yeah.
lived in
Person.
Northern California,
He did.
moved from California,
He did. He moved
now
to
lives in Texas. Why?
Tejas?
Because of Gavin Newsom.
His love for Gavin Newsom was so strong,
Yeah.
just
They
like
had-
Chuggalos.
They had to
Yes.
move Elon Musk. Gavin
Yeah.
Newsom got a restraining order against Elon
From
Musk because he was so into
His
him.
biggest fan. Yeah, totally.
And they moved him to Texas.
Kind of like
And
me.
Joe
That's why I
Rogan.
moved to
Joe
Ohio.
Rogan was the same way.
Yeah.
The love is so
As-
strong.
he
It's
was-
like magnets. Sometimes they just
They have to go
You know,
apart.
you have,
Two
a
norths.
you have a North Pole and a North Pole.
Yeah.
They're gonna go like that.
No chance. Yeah.
Sorry.
that's
no.
the second time we've had pointing.
How many docket porn references do we have?
Yeah, a lot of pointing at our own fingers.
All right, wait a minute. Now we interrupted
Ooh.
JT in the middle of his.
Yeah.
Please.
So
Please
the
go
neck
ahead.
of this
I
beer, I
feel like-
thought it didn't have anything distinct to it. Go ahead, Steph.
This is a test that how much we're splitting off from is a testament to this beer.
All right.
Yep. Continue.
During the initial 1/3 of this beer, I thought, I don't think there's enough distinct attribution to this beer to give it a 5. And I'm not huge on these. I don't know. This doesn't qualify as what I'm saying, but these like generically aged. This would be from. This is from a perspective of a stout. This is not. This is a barley wine. And the barley wines we've had on the podcast, I think we've had 2, ever.
Which ones did you have?
Shit.
Check the tapes.
I know one of them was my submission.
Yeah.
This does not have those qualities. The barley wine, at least that I submitted, which I really hope it was for all 3 of us, but it might have been a time when Matt was gone. This doesn't have those same features. So I started to think, okay, what qualities about this beer are unique, and what qualities about this beer are unique to barley wines?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert on barley wine by any means. I'm not an expert on barrel-aged beers, although if I was, it would show either that I'm completely negligent with my money, or that I'm rich, because some of them are very expensive. But I'm neither of those. This beer does accomplish something in that it is very sweet. It does have the viscosity of syrup, and it establishes itself. And this is a weird thing to say. It establishes itself in the second half.
Yeah.
Almost like you should have rolled this beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if that is the case, but this beer did not distinguish itself as a sugar syrup beer until the second half. Now, the one thing that came to mind when I was drinking this beer, and I don't know why, and I've never had this thought through any beer I've had, buttery.
Yes.
This beer is buttery.
Boozy beers.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
It's a buttery beer.
It is.
Tastes like just greasy fat, but in a good way. Not like bacon fat, but like buttery fat. Like it's salt. It has just it makes you salivate like salt, but also satiates, to take a word from Matt, like a
This is why you guys are the pros.
like it satiates like something that is
Satiating.
satiating.
Precisely.
I'm gonna go that direction, but like something that is refreshing, more refreshing than what this actually is. It pretends to be and accomplishes that faux
So many
refreshment.
Things. Yeah. So many things, right?
So many things.
I mean, you think of
I
a
think this
refreshing beer as a lighter beer.
I originally, when you said complex, I was like, I was gonna call bullshit, and I think I did. It might be a little more complex than I originally assumed it was, and that was all in the second half of the beer. This beer probably needs to be rolled. The keg probably needs to be rolled. I mean, God forbid you get
10 years
just the
worth
bottom
of
or just the
settlement,
top
yeah.
of the keg. Man, you're gonna have
I
a
would
different
imagine
experience.
it'd be different for each of us just based
Maybe.
on bottle pours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that this beer is complex.
Super complex.
That was a rolly set down. From a barley wine perspective, I toyed with this. At first, I was at I don't know, in the low 4s, but I have to land on that this is a 5.
Fuck. Yeah.
It's a 5 because of all of the things I just said. Period.
Precisely.
Let me ask a simple question that you help me understand. Would you drive for this beer? And I would say the answer for me is abso-frickin-lutely. I would.
Yeah, I think I would drive for this beer at this
fuck
point in the game. And I didn't mention this. One thing we talk about a lot is the ability to hide the liquor.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
just accomplishes that so well.
Huge.
I've had less.
Other than how I feel, which is that I just had a 16% beer.
Yeah. I've had less percent beers that taste like higher percent.
That tastes more alcohol-y.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
This is so well balanced, and it's because it's been sitting in a
No, I
barrel
feel
for
it.
10 years, right? It's because it's been sitting in there for
Yeah.
10 years that it's just so well balanced and integrated that the alcohol becomes just a one single component of it. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
The
Good review.
so this comes from an age and time and age where it's been 10 years. So less crowding on the shelves, less creativity, less need to separate what it is that you're doing.
Yeah,
So this
2011.
beer is called Decadence. That's the most aptly named beer that we're probably going to have in a long time because it is 100% wholly decadent without being like bourgeoisie. I don't get like any of the fruit, and
I don't get the fruit either.
perfectly fine with that because, like JT says, buttery. This is like Wagyu beef, where it just
Wagyu beef.
melts
Look at that.
and
Wow.
coats
Okay.
the
That's right.
palate
Hello.
without being
I still taste it.
obtrusive.
Yeah, me too.
I've been done.
And and then it just got so I was the first one to get done. It's just got a warming effect.
It does.
So this is something like you just want to put on your comfy pants, like you would have like a pretentious goblet or something like that, and you would just swirl it around. Like you could pour this on, so I drink bourbon too. You could pour this on rocks, but you wouldn't want to ruin it. Everyone's like, bring stouts and bring barley wines up, to temperature or whatever. No, drink this cold.
Drink it cold.
And-
Definitely.
and enjoy what it is. Off the top rope, 5.
Boom!
Damn.
I finally did it. I attended a podcast where a 5 was given for all around.
Head
Wow.
explosion.
Chris
Wow.
was not involved in this one.
Incredible.
Wow.
This beer was a 5.
It was
this
a
was
5.
no gimmick. This was not a gimmick.
This
This
is-
day was looked forward to,
Yeah.
and I actually doubted it.
No, I have
I came into it as a
cautious
naysayer.
optimism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cautious optimism,
Wow.
naysayerness.
You know, what Matt said just rang a note with me, and I gotta say
Incredible.
this. I gotta throw this in right at the
Oh
end.
no! I already saw it. I saw.
Wait, I didn't see
I
it.
saw
Wait.
the silver.
Time out, time
Holy
out.
shit! Look at this guy.
Let me finish.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead,
No
Phil.
doubt
Let me
about it.
finish.
I'm gonna love this beer.
So-
Go ahead, Phil.
So I,
Why do you have to
You-
hurt
you
me
did
like
it.
this?
What Matt
You
said,
figured out the right beer to bring.
what Matt said rang a note with me, and when I was giving my review, I was gonna say Drambuie because it's like an after dinner drink that you swill slowly. You ever have Drambuie? It's real sweet,
I don't know.
but it's not that sweet.
If I did,
Right.
someone gave it to me.
It's not that sweet. It's a Drambuie is like a
Like Mama Juana?
third or fourth distilled part of cognac, right? But what it did remind me of is cognac a lot because it's got that bourbon flavor to it underneath,
Yeah.
and it's got the sweetness on top of it like a cognac. Cognac is amazing. This tastes like a lot like cognac to me. Thank you for bringing that up because that just totally resonated with me.
Yeah, that richness.
That richness, the depth of it, the complexity, the sweetness on the top, and the bourbon underneath. Oh man, that's a great description of it.
I'm hurt.
Clearly, yeah. You haven't heard
Anyway.
a certain episode.
Thank you,
Or
Ale Smith,
episodes.
for giving us this gift.
This was a showstopper.
This is a Christmas gift from Ale
Ale
Smith.
Smith
So-
did it.
yeah.
Now we're about to fuck shit up.
So like, you're talking. I've got a lot to say. You're talking about like
This is gonna be
Drambuie or
awesome.
whatever. You know what a bartender's handshake is, right? Fernet. You know, like
Oh,
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
Fernet.
yeah.
I will
don't
go
know
on
what you're
record.
talking about.
Yeah.
Fernet is garbage.
Yeah, so
Garbage
they call it
water.
the bartender's handshake. It's typically like a so like when you go to
It like
Drambuie,
pushes you
that's
out or what?
It's like aperitif.
Yeah.
You know what Underberg is?
What's that Italian shit that sucks?
Everything.
Campari.
Maybe
Campari.
Campari. Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff
more
sucks.
like a syrup though.
Yeah.
Campari sucks. I hate Campari.
Underberg is like a tiny
Nice
little
wife like the
bottle.
Campari.
It's
Give me
all
that
it's all wrapped in like wax paper. It tastes like Jaeger. You're supposed to drink it to help your stomach.
Oh, okay.
It's like a
I have no
And-
idea.
and
hangover cure type of deal.
And that's what Fernet is. So
All
they
right.
call it the bartender's handshake.
Fernet, Leonard Fernet.
So I was vacillating. So JT and I talked actually off after the
A little
podcast.
bit.
And I was like, hey, is your bar going to be open? I wanted to do something that because I know we had the kickoff,
Your
but I was like,
anniversary.
I wanted to do something
had
that
these?
I've not had this.
kicked it
Anything
off.
from these?
So and then JT
You did
said,
it the right way.
don't
You're in for a treat.
don't bring anything of importance.
Don't go crazy.
Maybe.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
try to impress, Scott and Stev. Give
Yeah,
them something
don't-
to talk about.
Yeah.
Talk about love.
So on that note,
Talk about beer.
here's your Merry Christmas beer.
Oh my
That's
God.
another beer.
That's
Oh,
that's
thanks,
what
man.
that's,
I
so that's
love
what I was gonna
bells.
do.
Head
One thing
explode.
that has grown on me since this podcast started is bells.
Yeah. So
I
which
have grown in appreciation.
I'm gonna allude to
Wow,
segment
this is
3 on
great.
that
Thank
one.
you.
So you've got a cellarable beer and then your Merry Christmas beer. So anyways, that was the beer that I'd been sitting on. That was the beer I was going to do. I was
Oh,
like, I'll
thank you.
rotate that and do his Christmas gift. So then I was sitting here about like
Appreciate
72 hours ago. And JT's comment on just bring something terrible. And then I've gone through the spreadsheet because people have been asking for the spreadsheet. People
The
have been
beer.
subscribing. So our subscribers numbers
My
are going
Did I
binoculars
say
on.
terrible? I
up.
thought I said noteworthy.
And so JT,
In a way.
so
Something different.
Yes, he won't address it. Don't worry
So
about it.
people have been asking for hey, do you score all these? And I go, yep, I've got a spreadsheet of the podcast. I'm not keeping track of the calendar. That's on other individuals.
Do you have a spreadsheet on all the scores?
Oh yeah, that's
I know this to be
that's,
true, yeah.
That's why when I was off today, I was looking at what episode we did this on because that's important and it
The
goes
black
into
cherry version.
it goes
Oh.
into my narrative.
This
here.
is gonna be great.
So this is
You have no
my
idea.
background.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Wait,
Scott has no idea.
Where I don't
Recent chuggalos.
I envy Scott.
where
in
I
regards
don't
to-
where I don't take a lot of time to talk about the beer or whatever.
This
I
is
talk
great.
about it's all about the story to me.
Yeah.
So anyways, JT's comments resonated. Like, bring something terrible, like essentially. So I was sending people the spreadsheet, and I was looking at beers like recently, and I started noticing a pattern develop in JT's behavior. So JT would bring a good beer, a terrible beer, a good beer, a terrible beer, a good beer, a good silent beer, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Are you Urkel?
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring a good.
That's good trend analysis.
I'm gonna bring a good beer.
Yeah, you brought this good beer.
And then I'm gonna bring a terrible beer. So I give to you
Way to
Wild
preface
Ohio. Wild tea, strawberry, pineapple, really brewed with tea. And for Chuggalo this is going to be a real payoff. JT, what episode did we do Wild Ohio? Let's go with the crack. Everyone primed?
Wait a minute.
Am I primed? I am.
Okay.
I'm ready to roll.
3,
this time.
2, 1. I was premature.
That wasn't bad.
Okay.
For 4 people.
So,
We
Wild
did
Ohio,
this on
JT.
episode 67.
We did it on episode 41.
41.
So the shtick with this Chuggalos SFIL, this is a gluten-free vegan beer. So we did this on episode 41, and it was just humorous how, and that's why the videos start paying off, just how terrible this is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even taste like a beer.
This is Wild Ohio. Wild Ohio is.
So strawberry pineapple just came out in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, it's new.
It's a new.
I haven't even heard of this.
There's some lessons learned in this beer.
Yeah, it's not that black cherry was epic bad.
Yeah, it was the worst beer I think I've ever had. This is a 6.5.
I'd rather just get drunk on cough syrup.
Yep. So this
than
is
drink that.
This is a 6.5.
beer.
I didn't go to the website.
I'm so excited to try this.
Go back to episode 41. They don't get my click. They don't get my support, but this beer happens to come from Wild Ohio.
Wild Ohio.
You know, it's interesting. It doesn't taste like a beer at all.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like I don't know, like a
Tastes like a
spritzer
seltzer.
or something. Yeah, like a flavored iced tea. That's exactly what it tastes like.
And that shows you how long ago we did it. So episode 41 was back in May of 2019. So before the seltzer craze. So we didn't have seltzer in the vernacular.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So when we had that beer, I mean, all of us were comfortably in the 2s. There was a score in the 1 point. Well, you know, I looked up what episode we did, but I failed at doing that. But so that's something we can talk about. But so inspired by JT's actions and comments.
Uh-oh.
It was smart. It was smart of you to get this beer. I have to do a can art bonus segment only because there was no can art. But this can art, there's nothing to it. It's your typical Argyle, but not Argyle can, because Argyle should have several colors.
What was your score?
My score on the black cherry, I think, was a 1.75.
Okay. Do you know, as Chuggalo Stev, as the #1 fan,
Yeah, #1 fan.
what was his score?
What was my score?
Back in, I said I was right, 14 May 2019.
I'm gonna go 0.75.
No way.
Okay. Chuggalo SFIL,
0.7.
just, you know, I know you didn't listen, but because you were
It's been a
listening,
long time
you know, that was
since I
back
heard that.
back when Gavin Newsom was probably just the mayor and not.
He was just a baby back then.
He was just starting to piss me off.
Yeah. So what would, you know, now that you've known the story, and again, it was the black cherry bourbon barrel. So
I want to say 0.25, but I don't think I ever gave a beer that low score.
You know, gosh, you know, you say words like bourbon aged, you know, bourbon barrel aged. That resonates with me. I think, wow, that must be a pretty cool beer, right?
Yeah.
Black cherry. I love black
cool.
cherry.
I still
that
have
must
it.
be a pretty great beer, right?
I still have a can
It's
of
like
it.
I can go get you one.
You still have
no.
a can of this?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Then I hear 3 reviews saying that it was like the suckiest beer of all time.
It was probably the worst beer I've ever had.
So what would you guess? Just hearing that, I'll tell you that both these guys were wrong.
All right.
Fuck.
I was wrong.
Over or under?
Really?
Sorry, Stacy. World's loudest belch, 113 decibels. By the way, there's another.
That didn't even
That
come
was
close.
literally deafening.
That was a good belch, but it didn't come close to 113.
No.
So, I I'm going to say it probably rated maybe better than that, but I don't know how much. 2.0?
Yep. So the combined scores of the three hosts at the time were 1.75. Combined scores. JT gave it a 0.25. Cobra gave it a 0.25. And then I gave it a 1. I gave it a 1.25. It was by far the lowest beer that we've ever had, and that includes episodes where there was only 2 hosts.
That beer was fucking awful.
Okay, so anyways, that was so it harkens back everything. Opening up JT's yet to be named bar. JT saying bring a terrible beer. JT bringing terrible beers. It's everything full circle.
It is full circle.
So what are you thinking about this one?
Well, you gotta. I think we should let our guests go first.
Ah, man, you put me on the spot, dude. Okay, all right, I'm good with that.
I can go if you.
No,
want me to.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
I know what my score is.
I know you do.
I gotta write it down.
If you like me, I can go.
If you like me, I'll go first.
I'll go after you.
If you like me, I'll go.
Stev, why don't you kick us off?
Should I stay or should
Strawberry, pineapple, wild Ohio.
That doesn't count towards your word count there.
As yeah, so 1,
Thank
2,
you, Matt, for
3,
being a
4.
word counter.
There was a time in my life that I enjoyed Wild Ohio, and
What?
Oh my God!
There was a time? That's in the past.
Wait,
Precisely.
Wait, the fact that there was even a time.
there.
is
So
the
when I
questionable
worked
statement.
at CJack's, which have you gone to CJack's?
I've not been there yet.
You're-
I'm planning on
You're
it.
fucking killing me.
I know.
Best fries in the area.
I need to go. I love
Precisely.
fries. I love fries.
When I worked at CJack's, we
Cups,
had
right.
Wild Ohio Peach on tap,
On tap.
and the peach was
How was it?
fantastic.
Terrible brewer, terrible fruit.
Oh, peach is great. I don't know who doesn't like peach.
Point 1.
Disrespectfully disagree.
0.15.
That's not
Wait,
part of the
wait.
scale.
I was told that you have to do 0.25.
I make the rules.
I made the.
I don't know.
I'm the
Okay.
captain here.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm the captain.
Look at
That's
me.
true.
Look at me.
That is
I'm
true.
the captain now.
That is true. All right.
So, the peach. I haven't had the peach Wild Ohio in a long ass minute.
It's still available at Pat's, by the way.
I'm sure it is, and it's
That's
probably
where I got the
a
black
year
cherry
plus
originally.
old.
I walked in and I go, Pat, do you have any Wild Ohio? Yeah, I got some
He was
good
like,
ones.
hell yeah, I got some Wild Ohio. I buy that shit every week.
Goddamn right.
People buy the fuck
Pat,
out
have you
of
ever
that
had
Wild
this? He
Ohio.
goes, no. I go, good.
Well, they used to make them in the Red Bull cans.
I would be so disappointed
We had
if Pat actually had that. I would be
Every
so-
single
That's where I got it
single
from.
one of them
Are you
have
shitting
been
me?
Pat has
trash.
What? It's not even a beer.
This. You know how someone. You know how someone is vegan.
Shittiest
They
beer we've
tell
ever
you-
had. Now he's going to tell us.
Yeah.
He says,
They tell you they're
They tell you
vegan.
they're vegan, yeah. You know how someone does CrossFit?
Yeah.
They
It's the first rule, yeah.
fucking
You know how someone goes to
suck
Harvard?
at doing pull-ups.
No.
Have you seen a person from CrossFit do pull-ups?
No.
Oh,
Have you seen me do pull-ups?
have you seen me do pull-ups?
Nope.
I can do one pull-up.
I feel left. Have you seen me do pull-ups?
No one's seen me do
No
pull-ups
one
because
does
I haven't done
pull-ups.
them.
I bet you
That
could
was
do.
the joke.
This
I
is
bet you could do a lot of them. Though.
I could do 3.
this
3 what?
is not good. And that, I know that's the point. And I know it's too sweet. It's too carbonated for what it's trying to be. It's not good. 0.75.
Wow.
Wow.
Coming off of
A 5.0.
of a 5.0,
Damn, dude.
the fucking home run, the forgotten home run.
It's
if
pretty
you
hard to come from that beer to this
From
one.
decadence to
It
this.
hurts.
Yeah.
After this, it's pretty hard to come. I mean, the other one was
It's
an
hard to come.
explosion. This one's
I'm
flaccid.
I'm not even hard.
This one's flaccid.
Flaccid, I like that. That's
Yeah.
a good description. This is like a frickin' 0-calorie seltzer water.
You know what the beauty of gluten-free vegan beers is? They
Yeah.
give the dietary facts.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
still 200 calories.
It's still bullshit.
Get fucked.
You know why? I'll fill in the second part of that, which says right here on the can, beer made without barley or malt. Okay, so wait a minute. I brewed beer. I was a brewer for 15 years.
That's
How
2 out
can
of the
you-
4
how can you-
ingredients.
How can you call something a beer without barley or malt? Impossible. It is not a beer. That's going to be the premise of my hypothesis right here. The second thing is made with
Scientific
fermentable
equation.
sugars and fruit juice. Period. They make it with sugar and fruit juice. That's great. Call yourself a seltzer. Call yourself whatever the hell you want to call yourself. You ain't a beer.
You ain't a beer.
You ain't a beer. So, with that in mind, as a Brew Crew podcast, I have to rate you as a 0.25 because you are not a beer. You're a seltzer. You know what? And by the way, you taste pretty damn good. Like some of the stuff that Katie gets.
Well,
You know, I would drink. I would drink this like that.
You're
It's
rating
a-
it.
Wait a minute.
I would refresh. It's a refreshing kind of summer. You know, drink it cold, pop it after a baseball game with the kids. I would drink that. It's
During the baseball game.
We don't drink soda anymore. We drink these seltzer
Bubblies.
This might as well be non-alcoholic.
What do you-
So
Which is a
that's
good
what he's
thing.
talking about.
What
which
do
is
you
a
guys
good
drink?
thing.
American what?
Or like
What's it called?
aha.
American-
American classic, I think.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's the most generic shit you've ever seen. and
It's so
the
good.
most delicious.
We drink Bubblies.
You drink Bubblies because
Most
you
delicious.
like jazz music and Michael Bublé.
Hey, what's wrong with jazz music?
Well,
Oh dear.
it's different.
Oh
I'm just
dear.
kidding.
There's no double bass pedal. That's what's wrong with it.
There's not enough blast beats.
Good point. Good
Blast
point.
beats, even
But,
not
there,
blast.
but there's a big stand-up double bass, which you don't have.
I don't give a shit. I can play the double bass pedal. Boom.
Okay,
Elbows.
All right, so
where you at?
I don't know. The bottom line,
I've got
I
it.
Oh,
was-
you're at a 0.25, but you
0.25.
said you liked the beer.
Be-
I don't know. This is pretty.
no, it's not a
great.
beer. I liked it as a seltzer. Let's make that perfectly clear.
He's in a bylaw right now.
Chuggalos.
It's not a beer, so he can.
Okay.
So he
It
gives
fails
it,
as a beer.
he
That's
gives
why
it
he's
an
failing.
NA. Is what he gives it an NA.
Yeah, kind of
Not
actually an
applicable.
NA.
It's
Actually,
an NA.
that's
First, our first NA rating.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's actually better than a 0.25.
I almost picked up a non-alcoholic beer for today.
Fuck.
No,
You said
you
you
can't
That would've been
fucking do
interesting.
that.
I almost.
Oh, you can swear on
You
this
said the
podcast,
swear?
Scott.
I said
Phil,
that-
you can't fucking swear.
You can
What the
swear on this shit.
Jack
all right?
off. Steph, deal with him with your forearms.
Yeah,
and
Indian
your-
burns.
I'm gonna
and
jerk you
fucking
off. God
I
damn
I
it.
said the F
Whip
word.
him. All right.
Wait, did I just? I heard something. That was
Wait a minute.
All right, this beer, based off the black cherry, this beer is a million times better, like times 1 million.
This is.
That's what that means, yeah.
Right. I'm reiterating.
So
It is
when there's just
way
enough
better. They handled the
balances.
strawberry. It's fake strawberry, but it is strawberry. They handled the pineapple. It's barely there, but
I
it's
failed
there.
physics in high school.
The black cherry was undrinkable. Fucking garbage. This you can tell that there's tea in this beer. There's tea. There is tea in this beer.
There is.
And that's what I think gives this beer its kind of base. And beer, yeah, I would agree with Scott that this. I don't know about beer. Finger quotes. I don't know that it's a beer, but it's a tea. It's kind of a hard Mike's Lemonade, but for tea. It's. I've had the black cherry, and now I've had the strawberry pineapple. So I've had 2 of their beers. This is by far their best beer.
We're gonna be copacetic.
Yeah, I think this is still just undesirable. There are a million other beverages that I would rather have than this. It still has that tinge of gluten-free bullshit. But it is not as bad as their black cherry. I'm probably... There's a sweetness here that if you're really only looking for sweet, this delivers. If you're looking for tea, this delivers. If you're looking for fruit,
You're already a fruit, so. get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
hello.
You're-
Thank
it
you.
delivers. I'm gonna give this beer a 1.75.
Wow.
Which is a score I don't think I've ever given.
Wow. That's really
First,
high.
Steph knows.
first time on record.
Wow, that's really
It's
high.
not. It's not a good beer, but it is not their worst effort. If you happen to be of if you have celiac disease.
Most of the time, you're probably just confused.
Sometimes, yeah,
But
for the most
sometimes
part
it
you're
applies.
wrong, but there are cases where you're right. Then this might be a beer you'd enjoy.
JT, Stev didn't know. JT has given just under cursory. JT's given the Brewing Project Air Mighty Things El Dorado 1.75. And he's also given Bud Light Orange 175. So
That's not a bad score
Fake
for Bud Light
fan.
Orange. Actually.
That's actually a high score
That's
for
a pretty
Bud
good
Light
score
Orange.
for Bud Light.
He's given Heathen Brewing Mega Mint 1.75. It's
Oh.
nice having my spreadsheet.
Well, I've had a lot of 1.75.
I've never given a score besides for this
I
time.
need to get this spreadsheet.
Besides, every time I've given it.
I don't remember ever
Besides
giving a
every time.
1.75.
Okay, so we've established that JT's a Debbie Downer.
I do have
Holy
to take
shit,
a
he
piss.
gave 4.5s in a row.
I did?
Yeah.
4.5. Wait,
Not-
4.5s in a row?
None of them were beers that you brought.
Which ones?
Oh, well.
Which ones were they?
shit happens.
Untitled Art, Triple Berry, Hazelnut Smoothie, Buckle Down, Tilsher Pills,
Buckle
Pipeworks.
Down? How did I not bring that beer? No one else can get Buckle Down beer but me.
I'm not going to give you credit for that. Come on.
Alright. It's on 47th Street in Lyons, Illinois.
The triple berry sounds good though.
UA makes top tier shit.
Okay, that's unfair. I love it, but they're just a rebrewer. So I do love UA stuff, but you could give them a recipe, and I would love if you did because I love where your mind's at.
Please do.
You guys should make.
I'll shoot them an email.
First of
Yeah.
all, you guys should join
You guys should
the
collaborate.
family. Make your own podcast. You know, like the senior and the junior.
A competing podcast.
Yeah,
Wow.
but under our umbrella.
The
Yeah.
crew, the
Yeah.
crew
Why would
brew
we-
podcast.
why would we do that? I
Call
wanna
your
be
guys
just
the
part of
Fuggalos
this.
or something like that.
I just want to be part of this.
So, off the top rope, I give this a 175. Same thing with JT. It's better than the Black Cherry, but it's not that much better.
Man, you guys.
It's
You guys.
I have that beer, but I'm saving it. I should give
It's
it
a
to you.
cooler. It's a cooler.
That's
It's
poison
A,
at
it's
this
a mystery.
point.
It's a
If
mystery.
we need to
held
do
it
this
on for
mystery
this
cooler
long.
thing.
Well, I mean,
We're
there-
34
there-
episodes away from the
there's
200th episode.
there's plans.
I would
and,
get down on a mystery cooler it is.
So anyways, there's nothing.
Just to hate myself.
The fruit is actually there where the Black Cherry going back was all chemical. So like JT has dropped the household chemical gimmick, but the Black Cherry was like what you smell when like you're cleaning something.
Mm-hmm.
There was actual fruit to it.
There was, yeah.
175.
175.
Wow.
Look at that dichotomy between those two beers.
Just
So many
polar opposites almost.
planning
Unless
home runs.
what would it take to be a 0?
Well,
You can't even rate a zero.
well, I
on
think
Untappd,
I
you
rated
know?
it as that NA, which is as close to a damn zero
I
as
have
you
to
can
take a
get.
piss. I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
Can't hold it anymore.
Oh,
I gotta
gee.
walk across the street, basically.
Just go out the
Yep,
window.
that's
Thanks.
that's a whole quarter mile.
Go out the side window.
I almost went
Jump out the
JT.
window.
No, go ahead.
Alright.
I would just I almost hung it out his, back, but they're on top of each other. Here.
Okay.
So this is a bigger lot, but everyone can see. Like when you complain about trampolines being in other people's yards, that's when you know people are a little more too involved with what's going on
Yeah.
in your world.
With what's going on with
Homeowners
you.
Association.
So
Yeah.
God damn.
So I was just going to do a reminder to JT, which I can do because JT and I still have a podcast left after the calendar's over. What were your guys' beers of the year?
Wow.
There's still a couple of weeks left. So JT, I'm just going to prime him, as a reminder, as the content curator.
May I check on Untappd?
Yeah. Go ahead because I can carry this because I pretty much know. So I'm going back home here in a couple of days.
Okay.
And I'm going to have the opportunity to go to an amazing liquor store. I say liquor store, but the selection of beer that they have is like right up there with Barrel House or Pat's.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where it's a fantastic selection. It's a little more expansive, but they're stacked on top of each other. Sometimes you got to dig a little bit. Like Belmont Party Supply.
Okay. Yeah.
Very much like that.
You're like
Have
tripping
you been to
over-
Belmont Party Supply?
No, I haven't been there.
So that's actually the
You're
closest to you.
stumbling over beer.
You're
So,
stumbling over beer because they'll just put it in aisles.
and they're good beers. They're
Yeah.
They do a good job. Pat is educated and he's the sole purchaser at the Hall's Corner. But Belmont, you'll get more swill. It's very Ohio centric, but there's every once in a while they know when they get the rare stuff in because they'll just put them up on the counter. So like we just had Bourbon County Barrel Stout release.
Yep.
So like they'll put all those up there and like all the variants and everything, but they'll put if this godforsaken state could get 120 minute, they would put 120 minute up there.
We get
Really?
120 every so often.
Yeah, you get it on tap. Yeah, so like I have a cellar full of bottles that I have to get from Wisconsin and keister over the state line. So like if you guys, so like I'm saying this to like give you guys, so like I say that for me because today's the 14th. Technically we have Math in Public 16 days left. I have a little bit more time to come up with my beer of the year. We're going to be recording on the 28th, so minus 3 days. I already know what my beer of the year is.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And I've
Jealous.
known it's going to be in 2 weeks. That's going to be our episode in 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
I see.
that's why. So I'm just getting to you guys to see if you guys know what your beer of the year is. My beer of the year, by the way, is spoiler. It's buttery. It's a savory.
Okay.
It's not a sour. It's going to be more of like a buttery, like something that coats down like this. And I always use hand motions. That's why it's like this.
Yeah,
So like a sour like does this, where like a heavier beer coats down.
that's right. It goes down. It goes down and stays there for hours, right?
Yeah.
For days.
So I'm priming them to welcome JT back from
Thanks.
the
Sorry,
piss
how'd it go?
Is that
I'm
good?
asking
Yeah,
them
it's good.
for their beer of the year. So
Beer of the year.
we're gonna record in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So a reminder.
I've been thinking
Start
about
to-
it. I've
okay,
been thinking
get
about
that.
So for them,
Meditate on that. Yeah.
So for them, because people are going to ask you,
Yep.
you have been. People are asking questions, at least for me, about each of you guys.
Okay.
So like, well, we already drank with Chuggalo Mikey the other night.
Okay.
So could you have imagined this beer at midnight? By the way, after we all
There's no chance.
after you drew your hood tight,
Yeah. I would-
could you imagine?
No.
it. Could you imagine?
This. Well, I
It's
think,
close. It's right. It's up there.
I think this is the top beer that I have drank this year. I think the second beer would be the KBS, the one that John turned me on to right when I moved to Ohio.
Okay.
I loved that beer. It was complex. It was deep. It was long. It was everything else that you want in a stout. It was a great beer. I love that beer. So
We're close to that.
the
Do you think you
founders,
might
yeah.
be suffering from data science recency bias?
Ooh.
nice reference.
Okay.
No, I really don't think I am because
His
that-
pants are already off, folks. I don't know if you guys can see
They
him
are,
fold
yeah.
his pants.
I can see it.
He's tumescent over there. It's just knocking underneath the table.
Yeah, it
the
is.
door
It's
down,
like
yeah.
it's
Wow.
very hard.
All right.
I
go
don't
right
really
for
go
the
there. I
jugular.
was talking about my hand. What are you guys
Yeah,
talking
his hand, dude. Where was your mind?
Me?
So
I'm
I
good.
mean, he introduced me to the founders KSB.
KBS.
In the first week I was here, 2 weeks maybe.
Yep.
So it was back in July. So that's stuck in my head for a long time, and I talked about that a lot.
That's a good thing though. Like a good beer
Right.
that lingers.
Right.
Like
You know, there are a couple of
Resonates,
beers
yeah.
that are extremely high up there that I didn't mention earlier, like Branch and Bone. Anything from Branch and Bone, but the Branch and Bones that we've had are phenomenal across the board. Every single one of them I've had is phenomenal. Arche, same thing. Every single one I've had is phenomenal. So
that guy's a mad scientist.
yeah. I mean, I think
Literally,
but I think you have to look
So
at
good.
it.
he's a
you know,
chemist, classically trained.
Right.
They've
We
gotten
were,
a
we were
new
talking.
brewer
We were
recently.
talking about earlier about by class, right?
Yeah.
When you look at by class, okay, you got a pale ale, you got a sour, you got an IPA, you got a stout, etc. You've got some brewers that are close by us that are phenomenal across classes. Those are Branch and Bone, Arche, some of those kinds of brewers are phenomenal. And I mean, it's hard for me to pick a beer, but I would say for sure the Founders KSB is one of them, and this Decadence is clearly on the top of my list for the year. So
Gotcha. Panty droppers, folks.
Panty drop.
penny
That-
droppers.
Well, booze residents double digits.
Listen, Arche has delivered,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
they're
Oh,
not
shit,
local.
Yeah,
Like they're local-ish.
Yeah.
kind of.
In Ohio.
They're
Yeah.
in the
Imagine being thrown into Branch and Bone all at once. That'd
Yep.
be crazy. I couldn't imagine that
Did-
because
did
we
you
grew
speak-
with them.
Did you speak about the prominence though? So like I took Chuggalo Mikey there, and I go like anything's good. But did you like talk about it like for like 3 weeks? You're like, oh hey, you know, this is a great place. Or did you go? Okay.
I mean, I have. So his first Ohio craft brew journey was the week that Nowhere in Particular opened.
Oh yeah, well,
So like
we
2
went
days
there
before
together.
COVID shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And
that's right. That's actually right.
And following that was Branch and Bone.
Well, exactly right. And I might have to give a shout
Oh,
out to
he's buying you time. He's being a bro.
He's being a bro.
I'm
And then
broing
RJ is all crispy crunchy shell.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah, you need to address his comment, by the way, on your video.
What was your comment on my video?
Oh, I said some smart ass comment about how I've never seen you at Crispy Crunchy.
Well, that's because you're not there at the same time as me. I introduced the Chuggalo Nation to Crispy Crunchy Shell.
Oh.
I won't dispute that.
Oh.
I've still never been there.
But
I've been there many times.
their honey butter biscuits are pretty fire.
Everything is fun.
Everything is
But
fire.
you can't ever fucking get there when they're open.
Red beans
one
and
more-
rice.
I love red beans and rice.
Oh yeah, that's my.
Hot sauce.
One more shout out. And I know this is the.
Outshout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's something.
All right, I'm going to outshout everyone right now.
That's
I have the
that's
ability
something
to do
that
that, actually.
Yeah, outshouts are key.
I gotta say, okay, everyone understand where I came from. I came from California, and I came here.
Well, you came from Minnesota.
I came from Minnesota, but then I went to California, and then I came
Then
back.
California. Then
And
Ohio.
I migrated back to the Midwest, thankfully. Thank you, Jesus. Back about 6 months ago in July, 4th of July weekend, and I was introduced to a whole bunch of beer and opened up a whole new world for me from John. Thank you very much, my son-in-law. I love
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
And one of my favorite, my all-time favorite beer, Rheingeist Truth. And John took me. John,
that is not
Okay.
biased. That is a non-biased
no,
take.
A worldly traveler.
Yeah.
I
saying
have
that.
drank beers
And
from
he's
all over
brewed.
the world. I've drank beers from Germany in the Hofbrauhaus in Munich. I've drank beers in England. I've drank
Listen to
beers
this
all
guy.
over the world. And I will tell you that the Rheingeist Truth is freaking outstanding. And John took me to the Rheingeist Brewery. We went down with our families down to Cincinnati, and we spent a little time at the Rheingeist Brewery. And I can safely say, every beer that I drank there that day was phenomenal. Every class of beer. So they rank right up there. Rheingeist, Branch and Bone, Arche. Those are kind of my, if you ask me programmatically, to think of.
Programmatically, from
Yeah.
a management standpoint.
Yeah.
Spice it. Yeah.
Sorry. Did I say that?
No, you didn't. I
shouldn't
said
have
that. You
No,
didn't say
did.
that.
I
said
no, I revealed myself. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's it, Matt. Sorry.
No, Steph.
That was a great answer.
Yeah.
Don't ditto that.
That's it.
Don't ditto that.
No, that was it.
What you got? What's your
Best
You've had so many beers. this
Beer
year.
of the year. Between this,
Wow, this
Because-
decadence is really making
because
a lasting
it's-
impression.
it is that's like, this sets the bar really high.
Mhm.
This and the Untitled Art Black Forest
Yes,
cakes.
that Black Forest cake stout was so fucking good.
Both of that is, if I could, that's the two best beers I've had this year.
Good call. I never had that. I wasn't here.
Well, good call.
Good call.
That was a good beer. We did have that.
That
And
beer,
it was
I
really good.
was
You
I
did
left
that for
it
the podcast.
at your Halloween event.
Mhm.
I bought 2 4-packs of that beer from Dorothy Lane, which I know is at a premium, but I spent almost $50
Really?
Pat's
On those
at a
two?
premium.
on
Holy
8 cans of beer.
Pat's got that as a premium.
So you spent $50 on 8 cans of beer.
Holy
JT doesn't spend that on 12 cans of beer.
Nope.
I would never.
You don't make it to the 7-figure club
Stay broke
you
to
don't.
get rich.
unless you save your money.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, Millionaire Next Door. Read it.
Warren Buffett
Read it.
spends money.
I've been past his house. You would never know.
You'd never know.
This
No.
this is more significant than Warren Buffett's house.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he drives, by the way, drives a 20-year-old Chevrolet.
And
Just saying.
Andy has McDonald's
I would
breakfast
never.
every day.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, smart.
I
Exactly.
had Pop-Tarts
That's
for
exactly
breakfast.
right.
Enjoy something.
I had two things coming full circle on this. One was to bestow upon JT his Christmas gift.
Thank you.
The last one is to remind him about the end of the year beer.
Oops.
I am phased a little bit. It's close, but I'm going to sit on it a little
I've
bit.
been
I
thinking about the end of the year
I
beer.
know.
You know already?
Point.
I don't know.
Most of the time when I ask questions, that one's been cooked for a while. That one
Yeah.
we've been shilling since October.
I don't know
End
what
of year-
is my end of year award.
Yeah.
No.
And hopefully we can get that episode in. I know you're working a lot that
We'll get
last
it.
week, so
Oh no, yeah, we'll get it.
I know we'll make it happen though.
We'll get it in.
But there's a lot to be done yet. We still have, Math in Public 9 days.
10 days.
Is it 15? Yeah. However you count. That's why I always worry about it.
I don't
We
count.
still have a lot of
The
we still have
best
a lot of
option is
calendar
to
left.
not count.
I know I have to take a 7
10 days.
beers with me. So
Yeah, I gotta take some beers with me
Yeah.
to Chicago.
still recording them all. My in-laws have already hooked up where I'm going to record. Kind of like you in the basement of the United Center.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I'll have the Blackhawks backdrop there.
And the Bulls slam dunk.
There you were. The Zamboni's going over.
Yep. There's a lot of Zambonis. That's where I'm gonna record. You haven't seen the episodes that I do from my sister's house,
No.
where their basement walls are painted in Blackhawks.
Being from Minnesota, I love hockey, as I'm sure you do.
Yeah, go, Mike Madonna.
I've never heard Matt talk about hockey.
I can talk hockey.
Who's your hockey team? What's your
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
The Wild?
No, my high school.
Your high school? Yeah, that sounds right.
When I was 16, I went to
don't
my
know.
first
Wisconsin
hockey.
doesn't have any.
No, Wisconsin. University of Wisconsin has a great hockey.
We have
Well, I
an
mean, that's
amazing.
not pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've touched the Stanley Cup.
You've touched Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Who
Really?
was
Whoa.
holding it?
Jake Dowell,
From which team?
the Badgers, then
Touched the Stanley
Blackhawks.
Cup.
If I don't, he was on the Blackhawks.
Yeah, and then
Blackhawks.
Blackhawks.
Never heard of him.
He came from UW. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he came from Eau
I don't
Claire,
know
and
shit
I went to
about
high school with
football.
him. Hey, the best part is he didn't even start in high school, and he walked on at Madison, and then just
Isn't that
just
something?
grew into
Smart
it.
guy. He just
grew into it. Just a
had
good
puck
dude.
skills.
There's
Huh.
there's a couple of amazing ESPN about his father has Huntington's.
Oh,
So
that's unfortunate.
it's a
The Blackhawks
strikes
have been
strikes
through
close to
something.
my circle.
Yeah.
But so if anything, and if as we're rounding this out, if anything about this calendar and what this podcast, 166 episodes, 34 beer shorts, countless.
Well, if we've done
Advent
34
calendar.
beer shorts and we've done 166 episodes, then we're at 200.
Yeah,
We
We gotta do this cooler death thing.
That is quite literally 200. Yeah.
So and then all of the Advent calendar.
This really added to it. We've got a lot of new subscribers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the calendar.
You just hit 50.
The calendar.
That's big.
The first and most important thing is it's all about family.
There's like Mr. Beast, then the Brew Crew Podcast.
Mr. Beast.
And you get to
Mr.
choose,
Beast.
and you get to choose who your family are, and our family are you chuggalos,
Indeed.
and
Love you.
we expand it, and we get to have every once in a while you get to have something that just really knocks your socks
A
off.
forgettable
It just makes
beer.
you a forgettable beer. It makes you appreciate everything that you have, and that's really what this month and all of these events are about. So.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
I appreciate the new subscribers.
One thug tier for that.
And
There you go.
yeah, that's it.
So I think the way to exit this episode is to let the newer chuggalos. So if you guys, the talent show that you guys were planning. So
Yeah, send
go
us
ahead.
out.
Send us out.
All right. Well, had a good time, as always.
Great time. Awesome time. Thank you guys so much for including us. We so
And,
much enjoyed being a part of this whole thing. and the Advent calendar. And by the way, we still have 10 days left.
10 more days.
We don't want to sell those days short.
There's going to be 10 good-ass beers had.
Exactly. They may not top the AleSmith Decadence, okay? But they may also be incredible surprises.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we don't know,
Well,
right? We just don't
you
know.
know?
So we're looking forward to what the next 10 days has. We've been really fortunate and blessed to have been part of the last 14 days.
And
We're thankful for Matt and JT for including us.
that's it. Goodbye.
Time to sign off.
Forever.
That's it. That's how you sign off.
That's
First
it.
Group Podcast episode 166. Bye.
Bye.